It's really hot, isn't it?
Have you got World Cup fever?
No, I'm just too hot. Too hot to think about the World Cup. And also, you've got that bloomin' Geri Halliwell song in my head. Lift me up. Ba, 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 ba. What is the next line? Because I'm singing, when the sun is in the sky. But that's because the sun's in the sky and it's really hot.
I think hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. It's really hot.
So, for those who, we are catching up on 1999 Top of the Pops because there's nothing else on telly at the minute apart from football. And
there's no Pointless. There's no Only Connect. There's no insert other programs that we watch when we're having our dinner. There's the program about the cops in Newcastle that we like.
Yeah, there is.
That comes on every now and again, but it's rare.
I suspect that they're repeats as well.
Know,
and we've never
ago.
seen them. Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing on, is there? So you are right. We are watching Top of the Pops repeats that are on BBC Two, and we're up to 1999.
And Geri Halliwell phoning in "Lift Me Up"
Dead Behind the Eyes
as her third single.
I don't know. Bag it up. Do, 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 do. Is that?
We haven't got there yet.
Are we not?
No. We've had Look at Me.
Oh yeah.
We've had.
I want to do the thing where she puts the thing over her eye, but this is an audio,
audio feature.
Format.
Yes. Yeah. We've had Michiko
Latina. Oh, we haven't had Bag It Up, have we?
No.
Is that the one where she comes out of some legs? Oh, there's your phone. Somebody didn't turn the phone off before the podcast started.
Correct.
Oh, it's going on the floor. Is that the one at the Brits where she comes out of a pair of legs? Do you not remember that?
I have no recollection of that.
I have a really strong recollection of Geri Halliwell emerging between some legs at the Brits. But there we go. That's what do we? That's what we remember, isn't it?
In what way? Because I've got
just exactly the way that you think. So there's this massive pair of legs, right? Like almost like paper mache. Just imagine like big paper mache legs, and then they split open.
I'm thinking like a birth.
Yeah, like a birth, and then she comes out of the crevice. It's not a word I thought I would say on the podcast. Anyway, we've digressed as per usual.
No, I think we're just covering this all night.
We're watching 1999 Top of the Pops, and there's very little on the telly, which is
lots of mid-tier boy bands as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I know. You're really enjoying Another Level.
I am, because you can tell that everyone hates Dane Bowers.
Well, you can tell Dane Bowers wants to go solo.
Yeah.
Dane's ready to go. He wants it to be him. He's doing all of the songs. He's right in the middle now.
Dane, you're out of your mind.
And then 5, which we are genuinely enjoying because we like the 5 boys.
I think 5 are better than middling. I think they're better than
right,
mid-card.
okay.
Fair. They're up on mid-card.
Yeah.
But A1, starring like the rarely seen 4-person A1 lineup, featuring the guy who played at the Tesco Bank Christmas party when I was there, as part of a wedding band called Hip Operation.
Lots of people from that era, and then a little bit later on with like the Pop Idol and X Factor, have gone into wedding bands. Like little Ewan, is it Ewan?
Jurgen Quinn.
Jurgen Quinn, but that's not his name. It's yes, I don't know how to say his name, and that's really bad.
Do you know who else is in a wedding band?
What am I meant to know? The sweat dripping off my top of my lip. No, who else is in a wedding band?
Paul Rudd. Let's go to films.
Oh, what a great segue! Let's do films. Yay! Yeah, we're going to switch it up this episode, aren't we? Because we normally go straight into TV, and that would have been a lovely segue from 1999 Top of the Pops into TV. But no, we're going to do films.
Power Ballad.
A film I really want to go and see, but you've been to see it and I haven't.
It's filmed by John Carney, who has previously done Sing Street, Begin Again, and a film that we connected to early on in our relationship.
The greatest film ever. It's
Once, yeah.
And we went to see the musical in London.
We did quite early on, and I bought tickets to the wrong night and had to ring them up, and yeah. So I think John Carney started out, all his films have a musical tinge to them. Started out with Once, which is ultra low budget, really, like, it was quite a small movie, wasn't it? But was really, I mean, it won the Oscar for Best Original Song.
Yeah, it felt quite
Yes.
when I think back to the film,
Yeah.
it feels a little bit almost like mock documentary style,
Yeah.
handheld camera.
And then Begin Again went up because it had
Keira Knightley
and the Gruffalo
and the Gruffalo.
and James Corden maybe
Okay.
and Adam Levine and
Can't really remember. Those are the two I remember.
Yeah. And then Sing Street.
Good songs, those.
Sing Street went down again. It was
Oh,
kind
it was
of a
amazing.
low-key class.
And that was younger people
Yes.
as well. It was a young band at a high school, and Young Love. It was a fabulous film, that.
And then he did a film a couple of years ago that was on Apple TV, which I didn't watch for whatever reason.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What was that called?
I can't
You don't
remember.
know. You don't know. Did you not want me to ask you that question?
Should I not have looked this
I don't
up?
remember.
Flora and Son.
Oh, right. Yes, with Eve Hewson.
Eve Hewson and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And then he's back with Power Ballad.
Okay. Which again is big, isn't it? Because it's Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is a musician who made his name, like had a few minor hits, then fell in love with an Irish girl, moved to Ireland, joined a wedding band. He's at a wedding of someone just around Dublin, I think it is. And it turns out there is a famous music star there. So an ex-boy band singer who's a bit fallen off the map, but still very popular.
Played by Nick Jonas, if I remember
Nick
rightly.
Jonas, yeah. So the bride and groom say, could he just come on stage and sing a song with you? And they all have a lovely time. And then Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas stop up together, smoking weed in a hotel room, which I have issues with because I don't feel that the smoking laws would allow that in Ireland.
No, they wouldn't. Or anywhere.
Paul Rudd plays
Setting off alarms. Sorry, carry on.
Paul Rudd. Yeah, I've set off alarms with showers that were too big. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Paul Rudd plays him a song that he's been working on all his life called How Do I Write a Song Without You? And they go their separate ways. 6 months later, Nick Jonas, who's called Danny Wilson in this, has the biggest hit in the world with How Do I Write a Song Without You?
Okay.
A few issues with this straight away. One, this is the episode of California Dreams, Jake's Idol, where Zane Walker comes along, I think that's his name, and steals Jake's song Too Much to Dream.
There's so much detail in that.
Because, I mean, it is word for word what the story is.
Okay.
But yeah. Secondly, this film requires you imagining that Paul Rudd is a singer in a wedding band, which isn't quite so much, but lives in a semi-detached house in Dublin.
Right. And it's sort of like, well, you wouldn't be down on your luck in a semi-detached house, but it's sort of like...
He's doing perfectly fine.
He's doing fine. All right. Okay.
But
so
he's
not,
Paul Rudd.
But he's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd in a little semi. Right.
Doesn't make
Okay.
sense. This is a lovely film.
I mean, it should be.
Yes.
It was John Carney.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
I think Nick Jonas is really good in this. I enjoyed it almost all the way through. I think one of the good things about this, and it's a problem that a lot of films has, is the song has got to be good because you're going to hear it 8 or 9 times over 100 minutes.
Mark, I feel I have heard it because now you've told me the name of the song. I am recognising that from things that you have sung to me since you have come back from that film.
Oh yeah, I've had it in my head ever since.
So it must be a good song because you have been. You've been singing it, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this. There is a point where it goes into a little bit of farce in the third act. There is a character who's one of Paul Rudd's bandmates who is... He might as well just be Reese fans.
I was about to say he's Reese fans, isn't he? Yeah.
It's Reese fans.
Yeah.
In...
comedy character in Notting Hill.
Yeah, like 0.8.
Yeah,
He's not quite hanging out in your pants, but he's not
Yeah.
far off.
He's the comedy friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's the thing who gives the camera something to do while Paul Rudd is going about trying to resolve this. But it does explore, like, what do you do when something you've created is put out there and people, you've no proof that it's yours.
Yes.
Should you be happy that your thing, or how does it affect you in your life if you are wronged by something? It really goes into that. I would like shout out, if you've seen this film, go check out the Cinemals review of this, because Dave and Kathy had a big argument over the ending. And I am 100% Team Kathy on this. I loved the ending. I cried and cried and cried and cried
Why
in the
does that
cinema
not surprise me?
to the point where I was embarrassed when the lights came up and I was there still blubbing. It's a beautiful film. It's not perfect. It's not Once. It's probably not even Sing Street, but it's Begin Again, which is which is
still
a high standard.
Very high standard. Yep, lovely. Next film.
It's been out a while, but it's still doing excellently. I'm going to do Obsession.
Okay.
Small indie horror from Curry Baker, who is one of two YouTube filmmakers who have really, really hit the jackpot in the last 2-3 months. More of that later. You're not going to see this, are you?
I'm just looking at the screen because you've got the screen up because you're going to look at who the people are in it. And you've got the IMDb up. And I haven't even got my glasses on, but I can tell the tone of this film just from the colour palette and what I can make out on the screen. And it doesn't look like the sort of film that I would go and see. It looks like a really, like, a proper horror. It's a scary one for me.
It's interesting, more than scary, I would say. So this is the story of a group of 4 friends, work together, hang out together at night. Like any 4 friends, 2 boys, 2 girls. We've all been in those sort of groups. One guy, Bear, is madly in love with Nikki, who's part of the group. She's single, but he doesn't want to reveal that he's in love with her. Can't find a way to ask her out because he's a bit shy and a bit embarrassed. So through plot methods, he gets a novelty Make-A-Wish thing. I think it's called, I think it's a piece of willow wood. And one night, after failing to ask her to tell her that he loves her, he bricks the piece of wood and says, "I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone else in the world loves anyone."
It's your dream.
Well, it's not, is it? Because you've gone too far there.
Yeah, I know.
And this happens literally. So Nikki instantly falls for him, but loves him more than anyone has ever loved anyone before.
Okay.
And it is, on the surface level, this is just a example of what would someone do if they loved someone more than anyone loved anyone else in the world. Like, you would not be acting rational. You would not be acting in a way that anyone would who's walking the streets.
It's an interesting premise, isn't it? Like, to run with.
The turn to this is very much a comment on consent. And there are absolutely heartbreaking moments in this where the plot just lets itself peel back a little bit. There are some of the, if I want to say scariest, it's not quite right, but certainly there's a scene in Bed at Night, which is one of the creepiest scenes I've seen of just 2 people in a room going through it. There is one of the best, something's going to happen, you're waiting for it to happen,
oh no,
and then when it happens, it's totally worth it.
Okay.
It absolutely pays off. It doesn't play as a jump scare, it play because you kind of just know that it's going to happen before it happens. But it takes place in a car. Anyone who's seen it will know the scene that I'm talking about. This is an absolutely phenomenal bit of filmmaking. The cast absolutely nail it. I didn't know anyone who was in this. They are all. I think the one person who's in it is Andy Richter, who is, I think he was like someone who was on the Conan O'Brien show, something like that. But other than that, these are all absolute unknowns. Indy Navarrete, who plays Nikki, give her all the awards. I mean, this sort of film doesn't get the awards, but I think this might be a breakthrough performance for her, and I think you might actually see some awards representation, if not at the Oscars, certainly in some of the sort of second. I don't consider the BAFTAs to be secondary awards, but then they don't have the same prestige as the Oscars, shall we say? I think we'll definitely see a best leading actress on this. Worth saying that this film cost less than $1 million to make, and has made all the money. It's probably on par to be one of the most profitable films of all time. It's my favourite film of the year so far.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And
I
will look for it when it comes on streaming, because it doesn't sound like the sort of horror that I thought it was going to be.
No.
More psychological horror.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
I much prefer. Apart from any jump scares.
On the same vein, Backrooms.
Oh yeah, you came back from Backrooms, looking a little peaky, and essentially walked in and went, yes, I've seen a film there.
Do you know the origins of Backrooms?
I think it's YouTube, from what I understand from all the podcasts that I listen to.
So the original thing of Backrooms is someone posted on a message board, I think it was 4chan, and probably one of the lesser problematic things of 4chan, post photos that are just weird and make you feel a bit weird.
Okay.
And basically for no reason. Mm-hmm. And someone posted this photo, which I have in front of me, of
just some rooms.
Just
You're
some
looking
rooms
at
with
some
walls
rooms
in
with
between
walls.
them.
Yeah.
It's actually a
and
department store.
It is unsettling. It's like, it's been abandoned,
Yes.
and you don't know what's gone on there.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like the walls of Severance potentially.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
Kim Parsons has made a film out of this and a web series that before this. The story is Chiwetel Ejiofor is Clark. He is I think he's trained to be an architect, but he now owns a failing furniture store. He's split from his wife. His life is not going well, and he's living in the shop. One night, he finds in there a portal to what seems to be a never-ending expanse of rooms. So he walks through them, he sees he can hear things, but you can't necessarily see them. And then he can come back into his shop and then he explores. This hits every creepy note on the on the planet, basically. Really small cast, like Renate Rensve, I probably butchered that, who is an actress who I know from...
Oh, I know her face. You brought her up.
Yeah. Joachim Trier's Worst Person in the World and Sentimental Value.
For me, I know her from A Different Man. She was the love interest in A Different Man. She was very good in that, yeah.
Okay. I think she was probably... believe she got some nominations.
Okay.
Yeah, she was nominated for Best Leading Actress in the Oscars. She plays Clark's therapist in this, who becomes entwined in the plot. This hits all the creepy notes perfectly. When you are walking around the back rooms, and sometimes it's filmed in the sort of third person, sometimes it's filmed in like a found footage style. You don't know what's around the next corner. The sound mixing of this is excellent to kind of get that feeling that you're not alone, even though you're not necessarily seeing it on screen. You feel off-put all the way through the 110 minutes on this film. The problem is the plotting of the actual narrative on this. And it misses an act. It misses an act. Like, it jumps from Act 1, Act 2. Like, Act 1 is someone finds a portal. Act 2 is someone explores the back rooms. At some point, it needs to do something. But it goes from 0 to maybe 12 out of 10.
Okay.
Without the bit in between. I was really disappointed in this because I'd waited a long time and it had been seen by a lot of people. It's good. It's not great. And I know that there's a plan for a big series of these films, and the fact that it's made so much money probably means that they will do this.
And I suppose it's simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a simple set of, here are some rooms, put something creepy in it.
You say it's simple. I mean, I think
I
think they've actually built a physical set, which is
like all these different things.
Yes, and
right,
it's actually a really physical set, so
Okay.
you cannot they had to build it on a soundstage, and it's quite complex. In
what
the
I
way
mean
it works,
is,
yeah.
it's not like you're going out into
Yes.
different international territories, film. You know, it's not like a new Mission Impossible where you're flying out everywhere.
Yeah, we're saying that Ken Parsons, the director, was 20 when he shot this, which is unbelievable that he can do this, and it's testament to. It feels like we are getting the next generation of YouTube filmmakers coming through between this and Curry Barker, in the same way that, like, 15 years ago, we got all the fanfic authors kind of coming through and going into the mainstream.
Oh, like, if going even further back, people who started off on music videos and then came through.
Absolutely. It's fine. I was disappointed because of the hype around
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And finally, Masters of the Universe.
Every time I think of this, and you're going to tell me that this is part of the film, but because I've now worked out it is. But I want to sing the opening to Princes of the Universe, as in, here we are, born to be kings, we're the masters of the universe. And I've been doing that in my head every time I've thought about this film.
Yes.
And then I discovered that they have actually used Princes of the Universe in it.
Yes.
This is a major problem for me before I even hear about this film. What is that about? Why have they used that? That's a Highlander song.
Because it's very much on the nose, isn't
Oh,
it?
I know. And obviously, it was for me to be able to sort of like retrofit it in. But then I was like, no, that's just my little joke in my head. You don't actually have to do it. Anyway, I'm out of all the films that you've told me about so far, tonight. This is the one I'm most excited about. This is the one I wanted to go and see at the cinema. And actually, when I was at the cinema the other day, seeing something else, there was a guy who was off to see Master of the Universe, and the person who was serving him says, "Oh, you're the only one in." And I was like, shall I change my ticket? Shall I go and watch, Master of the Universe? But yeah, I haven't had the chance to go and see it. But genuinely, out of all of them, I wanted a nice, cheesy, tongue-in-cheek, knows what it is, cartoony, real-life thing. Is this as good as I think it is going? Is it a nice 3-star, that sort of 1990s film that I'm wanting?
You would probably think so.
Right.
I loved He-Man. He-Man was my thing back in the day. Like, when I was 4, He-Man was the best toy. Like, I had all the toys. I didn't care about Star Wars. Like, I didn't care about Transformers all that much. I loved He-Man figures. I had the comic right up until it finished. I was like, ride or die all the way through.
And you know all the characters.
Yeah,
because we sat up in bed one night not that long ago where you told me, you listed all the characters to me. That was a fun night, wasn't it?
Was for me.
I learned so much. Go on.
This film, I was looking forward to it because, the Master of the Universe film from the mid-80s is the first time I remember going to the cinema.
Is that Dolph Lundgren?
Yes.
Right.
Dolph Lundgren, Courtney Cox.
Oh, Courtney Cox.
I remember being sat in the cinema, telling him going and explaining who the characters were to her, and her saying,
Funnily enough, that carries on.
You need to stop this. Mansplaining to your mother. It's,
and then many years later, would you like to know who this character? What's the one that you were explaining to me? It was the one that does he fly?
Orca.
That's it.
Yes.
You were explaining that one to me. Sorry, I have not kept that in my head.
You should do.
Yeah, I know I should by now.
So,
okay, go on then.
This is Travis Knight's adaptation, and I love Travis. I like Travis Knight. I think he's done some really good films.
Travis Knight done
so
before?
he did Kubo and the Two Strings. He did Bumblebee.
Isn't it? Oh, Bumblebee's a
Yes.
bit, that's
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
this
yeah.
ilk, right? Yeah.
I think he is the head of a animation studio, but also directs his own live action films. He is the ultimate nepo baby because his dad founded Nike.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh well.
Yeah. So I don't think
You've got to do something.
He's not doing it for the money, shall we say?
Yeah.
This adaptation stars Nicholas Galzatine.
Galitzine.
Yeah. I've seen him in a few things. He was in Red, White and Royal Blue. He was in, I think, a film with Anne Hathaway where he was a young pop star who fell for her as the mother of one of her fans.
I'm presuming now he's very, very bulky to play He-Man. Oh.
Yes.
He's
yes.
like, oh.
Only when he gets his sword out, not when he's got a t-shirt on that's absolutely painted on.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
He stars as Adam, Prince of Eternia. Because of plot, after a small prologue, we find him in Earth trying to find his sword to get back to Eternia. This film has a very similar tone to the recent Dungeons and Dragons film. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. But I remember you liking it.
I really liked it.
It was filmed around these ways. That's why I remember.
I really liked the tone. I think it really worked for that. the big problem I have with this film is it just takes the piss out of itself too much.
Right. Too self-referential. Not referential.
Yeah, but like I think you can. It's obviously a really fantastical setting, especially when, spoiler alert, they get to Eternia and we see Skeletor and it feels like all the characters and the cast of characters on He-Man is my favourite part of it. Like my favourite part as a kid. Like I didn't really care about He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah.
I cared about the amazing characters that they would bring in just to sell another set of action figures. And they'd make them the same, but one a good guy, one a bad guy with a different head. And they were basically the same figure, did the same thing. But yeah, in hindsight, that was exactly what they were doing. But this, it just every single person just comes up for, that was a bit stupid, wasn't it?
Right.
And I didn't think I had any like bonding to the material. But I don't want to see someone take the piss out of something that I've got excited about.
Yeah.
And everything's fine. All the performances are fine. I think Nicholas Galzatine, if that's how you pronounce it.
Galitzine.
Yeah, is fine. I think Camila Mendes is brilliant as Tila. I really enjoyed her. I would run through a wall for her. Sorry.
Oh, is that what they do? Like running through walls?
I mean, you probably could, but no.
Is that not what Idris Elba's character does? I imagine him being like.
You've
a
just
guy
looked at
with-
IMDb, seen who's next on the IMDb list, and well
but
done.
I imagine him like running through a wall.
I've loved Camila Mendes ever since Riverdale.
Okay.
And
I didn't see that.
She was really good in. I mean, she's a small role in. What's that time travel film that we really liked?
The time travel film that we really like.
The Groundhog Day film that we really liked.
Oh, Palm
Springs. Yes.
Oh, is she in that?
She's the bride.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Tila is essentially Prince Adam's friend, but she plays this really strong. She's shown as being like the most intelligent person in the room at points.
Yeah.
She's not had any mentions as I've seen any performances, but I really, really enjoy her work. Idris Elba, somewhat phoning it in this performance, but I think he's likable in anything he does.
Yeah.
Like even Idris Elba at like 0.5, 0.5 speed is pretty good. Jared Leto's the best thing in this.
No, you can't say that.
Absolutely unrecognisable.
Well, it's Skeletor. He shouldn't be.
If you didn't know it was Jared Leto, you would be here all year trying to work out who it is.
But then wouldn't it be better to not have Jared Leto if it doesn't matter who it is?
Yes, I mean, I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah.
But it's fine. They set up a sequel at the end.
Okay.
I suspect that's not coming given the success of the box office.
Oh, really? It's not done very well?
No.
All right. Oh, I suppose, I mean, the guy was there on his own going to see
Yeah,
it. How many people were in your screening?
Not many.
Okay.
I think it was a Sunday night I went to see it, and
Yeah.
I think there was maybe a dozen,
Right.
which isn't
Okay,
good for
right,
the
fair
opening
enough.
weekend.
Yeah.
It's everyone's fine in this. The CG is average, I want to say. It likes the smell of its own farts, I think, is a bit too much. It's a bit too smug in its jokes.
But maybe I would like it as a
that's it. As someone who doesn't
He-Man
give two shits,
person.
I'm interested. And it seems to be the more, like, I've listened to a lot of reviews about this. It seems to be the more you were into the original lore and everything like that, the less you're into it.
It is reminded me of how I think I'm going to feel about the new Highlander, in that the more that you love the original thing that you grew up with, the less inclined you are to see any sort of later versions of it. So I'm already primed for the fact that other people who don't have the love of the original Highlander will go and see the new one with Henry Cavill and think that it's decent. Because it probably is. It's probably going to be decent. And I will just sit there going, nope, no, that's not how it goes. And so that's why I'm saying I understand how you feel about it.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that it's just that tonal moment that just didn't quite work for you.
That's it.
Right. After that gallivanting through the films, let's get on to the TV. The very small amount of TV that's actually on that's worth watching. What do you fancy doing first?
Let's do House of the Dragon first.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not watching it,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, so this is I love Game of Thrones. I think of Game of Thrones really fondly because we went through like a rewatch of Game of Thrones together, didn't we?
No, it was a watch for me. It was a rewatch for you.
Yes, that's it.
I had never
Yeah.
seen it, and I think for the last couple of seasons, I decided I was going to catch up and watch it all. So we raced through the first 5 seasons or something. Like, we watched this like in Las Vegas.
I was just about to say, I think that's one of my really strong memories is of us lying in bed watching Game of Thrones.
When we were getting it on the time we got engaged. We went and watched an episode of Game of Thrones.
Because it was just something
Yeah.
nice that we would like come back from a day casino, walking, doing stuff, and then we would come back and even just through the day as well, wouldn't it? Because we were sort of out of sync, and we would watch an episode and
Then
it
have
was
a
just
nap.
then have a nap, and it was so I've got really, really fond memories of it, and I also think it's one of those epic series that I really enjoyed, and I am not a fantasy person.
I enjoyed
at
catching up.
all.
I mean, the once I actually got up to date and watching it live, the quality did go downhill significantly.
Yeah, I wasn't mad keen on the final series, but I don't think anyone was. House of the Dragon, I was interested in because it was going backwards. You know, it was a prequel. There had been some interesting things happening in another show, another prequel. They'd filmed a pilot, and then that pilot had got cancelled. So I really liked this sort of like in inverted commas, the lore around it, like all the little things that people were talking about with it. And I thought House of the Dragon Series 1 was an intriguing concept with characters that I really got on board with, and people like Paddy Considine, just brilliant actors, new families to get to know, all of them dastardly, and and the Greens versus Blacks, and all of this sort of business. I was really enjoying. I also have quite a personal connection with Series 1 because Series 1 really went into the horror of childbirth, and for my money gave some of the most powerful depictions of the what can go wrong, and all of those sorts of things within childbirth. And obviously there's a historical context, but I think it still had a lot of resonance for today. So I like the fact that the labour of labour was being shown on television.
That was fair, yeah.
So whilst it was very hard hitting, I felt it was representative of experiences a number of women, including myself, have had. Season 2 was bloody awful.
I did not come back for season 2.
Oh, it was a slog. The pacing was off. There was just and I don't mind standing in a room having a conversation, but there was so many standing in a room having a conversations. People were doing things that I just didn't understand why they were doing them. And Matt, I've gone Matt Lucas, Matt Willis, I'll get there in the end, Matt Smith was stuck in a castle with a witch for a bit. It was all very, very odd. And it ended in a very weird way. And people who have read the books and know much more about these things than me were saying, you're missing... Essentially, we're meant to be going into a big battle, and this hasn't happened. I was not going to come back for season 3. Then, on the grapevine, I am hearing all this chat about season 3, saying it's the best opener that they've had, that it's back to Game of Thrones, that you are going to... And this is the bit that got me. It was like, heads will roll. And people who you thought were safe were not, like in Game of Thrones, things are going to happen. And I was like, oh, well, I want to know who now. I
remember buying the second Space album because Tommy said in an interview it was the best album released by a British band since the Beatles.
And obviously it was. What did the second album have on it? Was that Avenging Angels?
Avenging Angels.
Tin
Planet.
That's
I was trying to.
yeah.
Thank you. You're a better person than me
No,
on that.
I'm not.
I think it's the Ballad of Tom Jones.
Oh, I mean, that is a good song. Huh?
Begin Again, I think, is on
there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the best album.
Neighbourhood?
No, that's Spiders.
Okay. Right. Oh well. That's it then.
Yeah. I mean, who said this is the best
Avenging Angels,
opening?
is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've already covered
Sorry.
that.
I've now gone
Is
into
the Ballad
it.
of Tom Jones on it?
Sorry.
What about Begin Again?
It's very hot. So yeah, and I get what you're saying. It can be hyped up, and especially when something's been a bit shit, then if the next bit's a bit better, everyone's go, oh my god, it's back. I have to say, I really enjoyed episode 1. I did feel it was a big jump up from series 2. Heads do roll. People, are they dead? Are they alive? There's the good old game of...
If heads are rolling, that should be quite obvious.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. There's injury. The good old Game of Thrones has come back with some of its themes. The themes of Game of Thrones have made its way into House of the Dragon.
Oh.
Again.
Is it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's everyone's having relations with other people that they shouldn't be. It's all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's very icky. But it's full of that courtly intrigue. There's a lot less standing in rooms, but if they are standing in rooms having a conversation, it's quicker. The pacing's better. The editing's better. The dragons look amazing. Like there's one dragon where it's like its neck is hanging down and you can feel the weight of the neck. So I am gonna continue with this series. I'm also really enjoying, and this is how I know I'm sort of feeling it. I'm really enjoying listening to other people's conversations around it. So the Cinemile are doing have just done the first episode. Joanna Robinson, who we chatted about the other night actually in the kitchen, who was at Vanity Fair and now is podcasting queen, she is doing these 2-hour deep dives because she knows the lore of George R.R. Martin, and I am loving listening to women talking about this stuff. I really don't. Mark is sliding off his chair at the thought of it's over 2 hours.
2 hours of lore.
2 hours of lore. Yeah, I just like it. It got me to sleep last night.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. Not put that on the poster.
So yeah, if you like me had, and it took me such a long time people kept calling it Hot D, and I was like, what is this Hot D? But it's just an acronym. HOTD.
Yes. House of the Dragon.
3 series, right? 3 series, and only yesterday did that then go bing
in
my brain.
God.
Yeah,
I could have told you that.
I know, but I just didn't understand why they're calling it that. Anyway, if you in your mind have got rid of Hot D, and you just thought I'm never coming back after series 2, give it a go. Give the first episode a go. It's got all sorts of stuff happening in it. Like it's very like, oh look what's happening over there, and oh look what's happening over. It's I like it. Rivals.
It's not for me.
It's not for you. Yeah. So yeah, let's do Rivals.
Rivals
you can
is
talk
something
about
for me.
That. Yeah. What did you think of series 1 of Rivals?
I loved series 1 of Rivals. It was on my top 10 of the year. It is by far the only thing that I like with Danny Dyer in. Like I had going back to when we first reviewed this, I made it a point in my life. Like you're vegetarian. Some people are like. Some people are vegan. Mm-hmm. I was anti-Danny Dyer-itarian. I would not watch anything with Danny Dyer in. Okay. That was a life choice, and I believe it made the world a better place.
I think I've got a lot of time for Danny Dyer, and I think that he has been ill-served by the choices that have been possibly thrust upon him for him to make money, in that some of the films that he made or the TV shows that he made would not be the sort of thing that you would want to watch.
But I mean, so on the flip side, like he has made a lot of money and has created a market by himself.
Persona. Yeah.
Well, no, he's made a market of straight to video phony gangster or Cockney East End Essex wide boy films. He's become very successful. Now, just because I don't want to watch them, that doesn't mean he's not done important things.
I think really interestingly is he started out in theatre.
Harold Pinter loves him.
Exactly, Harold Pinter loves him.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah. So and I think it's come full circle, hasn't it? Because now in Rivals, he's able to show a different side of himself.
Yes.
I find him very attractive in Rivals, and I am not the only person in the world to say that. There when you're meant to fancy the Rupert Campbell Black, he's meant to be like the sexiest man in Britain. just nothing. There's nothing there. He's a very nice man. I'm sure he's very attractive to most people. I look at him and it's just blank. But Danny Dyer with that tash and that dad bod, and the way that he really looks after his children, like ding 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 ding, you know, like he's really good with his kids. Like one of his kids is, you know, in a bit of a bigger body and she's really struggling with the way she looks, and he's so in the show he's so gentle with her, and his son as well. You know, there's scenes where his son's saying, "Oh, I'm just doing it to make mum happy," and you can just see there's no like toxic masculinity there.
Yeah.
And this is a show that's set in the 80s. Like, come on, of course there's going to be loads of, but they've designed him to tick all these lovely boxes, and obviously his love story with the wonderful Catherine Parkinson, who is a writer, so she's there typing away on her, you know, in the middle of the night with a storm, and you know, all of this other. It's made
absolute
for
highlight
someone
of
like
season
me.
1. Yeah. I felt they. So I think at the end of season 1, they paid off too many will they won't theys, and that's why season 2 possibly hasn't been a must watch for me quite yet. Like, you know, Catherine Parkinson and Danny Dyer. Couldn't tell you either of their names, by the way, in the show. Yeah. It's just, I mean, the 2 episodes we watched, I was really, really happy with. But then you wanted to watch another one. I was like, I fancy I've got some stuff to do. I've got some stuff to catch up on. So you watch it and I'll just go play on my laptop somewhere else.
And then I continued on and got right to the end. And I have to say, for me, I think season 2 surpasses season 1. There are, as you would expect, there are episodes that really, you know, they're playing on events that happened in the 80s, events that we know, and things move much quicker in this one. And there are scandals and you know, when they're always crossing each other, aren't they? But there's things like that happen that then, for me, they are not playing them out over episode. It's move, which I like. And the will they, won't they, there's much less of that. And you see rivalries change, you know, rivals. You see that the friendships and the rivalries change. And I think the final episode of this first tranche was so powerful. I went back and watched it a second time. So yeah, I really recommend that you pick it back up again.
I think the issue for me is I enjoy the relationship bits. Too many of those were paid off at the end of season 1, but also I don't care about the TV franchise bits of it.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't. It just doesn't interest me. Like, it's a great thing to have in the background, but a lot of time was spent courting the local cricketer and then having him on the telethon, and it's like, could we not just have relationships?
I don't think you've got that in series 2
right.
as much. We are still talking about the franchise running in the background, and storylines are connected to the franchise, but I think it's more about the hatred that Baddingham has for the others and how they are going to, the one-upmanship plus the relationships and how that interweaves.
I don't like the Tony Baddingham character.
Okay.
And that's not the I want, oh, boo, hiss, which I think you meant to. I found him the least interesting person in the
You might find him more interesting as season 2 goes on. You find out more about it. There's more backstory. I think you would find it more interesting. Yeah.
I'll definitely watch it before they come back. It's on. Does it come back after the World Cup?
After the World Cup. Well, they said. Well, I heard someone say it was coming back in November, which is like. Is that?
I mean, that is after the World Cup, but significantly.
Significantly. Yes. I am, and I want to say, I am really against this decision that they've done to split it in this way. There are many, many people out there who don't care for the World Cup or are fine to watch bits and pieces of it, but it's on at such funny times as well. I don't see why they have stopped it for the World Cup.
Is it not that they have finished the first half and wanted to get that out there as counter-programming for the World Cup?
Maybe. But I just feel like there's a gap.
That's my reading. That's my reading.
Just a gap, and I think you've got such a gap that are you going to be able to remember what's happened before, and are people going to go back to it? I'll be interested to see what the ratings are.
Previously on Rivals. You'll never find out what the ratings are.
Because
it's streaming.
I know. Yeah. Maybe that's what they can get away with it, can't they?
Well, no, because they do want people to actually watch it.
Yeah, but they don't have to say, oh, we made a really, really bad error there, didn't we?
Yeah, but...
They don't have to come clean with that.
Yeah. No, they
people
don't
like
have
me
to
can't
admit
go,
it.
well, look at the thing, Yeah. And that's it on telly at the moment. I have watched some other things, but it's just not been... I've like done an episode and then gone, yeah, I'm not going back to that. Even like my trusty crime dramas and things like that, I have not felt like I wanted to watch them. I wanted something really nice and fluffy like Rivals, so I'm glad it is here.
I know something that you have watched,
right?
And that is Disclosure Day.
Yes, I have watched Disclosure Day. Yes,
and so we are going to come back in a little while, quite soon, with a Disclosure Day full-on chat, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to do a separate episode just so we can talk about Spielberg and his special friends.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah, so we didn't want to put it on a main show because the main show might then be 3 hours long. Yes. So we're going to come back, have a separate episode for Disclosure Day. We are also going to do a separate episode talking about Widow's Bay, because Widow's Bay for me is going to be like one of my shows of the year, and I really want to carry on the conversation that we started in the last episode and be able to talk about it freely. So we're going to come back to Disclosure Day and Widow's Bay.
Excellent.
Right then, we're off. Let's get a fan on.
Yes, I'm going to have an ice cream.
Not another one, Mark.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.